Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Sam Ngô, and I'm a senior analyst at Sunbrother. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share with you a custom VBA add-in that I have developed to enhance productivity and streamline various tasks within Excel. This add-in is built directly into the ribbon, making it easy to access a variety of tools for formula auditing, summarization, Power Query integration, and more. Throughout this presentation, I will walk you through the different groups of tools available on the ribbons, demonstrate how they work, and explain how they can help you save time and improve accuracy in your Excel workflow. Well, let's start looking at the custom ribbon that I create here, which labels some product tool. You will notice it contains several groups. It focuses on different areas of functionalities. These groups are formula audit, tool for tracing and analyzing the formulas, summarization, tool for listing and organizing workbook content, special select features, selecting specific data range, tool mapping, tool for mapping out formulas and their relationship, creation, tool for building and managing data structures, Power Query tool, specialized tool for Power Query operation, like import, export, and remove, finalization, tool for resetting and finalizing the workbook, and finally, report writing. So it feature for auditing and documenting your workbook. So let's go to the PowerPoint slide. So this formula auditing, summarization, yep. So let's talk about formula audit script here. So I have the trade dependent trade resident. What does it mean? So it show your dependent of multiple cell. Why traditionally on your formula bar, so you will have the trade dependent and trade resident. However, that one only work on active cell. So for example, if I want to run a trade dependent on a selected trade like this, it's only do it for selected cell. So, but if I run my tool, you trade dependent, you see it will run it for the selected range that I use. Similarly, the trade precedent we also work for multiple range here. Next one is trade count, which is used for count the dependent and precedent. So for example, if I select a cell, I want to know like how much uh, dependent they are refer to this cell or how much precedent this cell use. I can simply click this and you see in the offsheet use an income statement and in the cash flow. And in sheet there's two reference like they reported here. Next tool is trade detail count. So trade detail count is used to count similarly, but they count in more detail. Like they count each cell and you can do a quick comparison in the with the in-sheet and off-sheet reference here, and you will see if you're missing any reference in the model. Next is remove arrow. Remove arrow. Actually, this one is the I use some XML manipulation to use the asset from the Microsoft. So this is one actually from Microsoft, and this has same functionality from the Formula tab here. And next is Formula Explorer. So you can select any formula, and it will go trade the dependent of it. So it will help you explore the formula easier within the model. Then you can go with dependent here, as you can see, and you show you around. And in here, they will just turn this one to value. Next is formula viewer. So formula viewer allow you to view the formula. So this one, if you had some sort of complicated formula, for example, something like this, it's not so complicated, isn't it? And this formula they will indent and do some we stuff with it and help you view the formula easier. Next tool, I really like this with the R1C1 mod. So every time you do the formula audit, and if you turn R1C1, if you score a score, you will see it's consistent. The formula is exactly identical. And if you're a visual guy and you love to do this, it might be a tool for you. And usually there's a shortcut key for check the consistency across the formula. You can draw backslash, and yeah, it will tell you there are no inconsistency in these formula across. And if you want to check it down, you can use the shortcut key Control Shift down, will tell you okay these cells are not identical to these one when you copy down. So, and one thing when you turn on the R1C1, you will see your column will turn into a number. So that the short demonstration about the formula audit group. So next group I want to show is the summarization group. So summarization group, they had several tools where you can use like list arrow, list circular reference, list data validation, the valid and invalid one as well. And you can list the name range if you want, and list the formulae. So this formulae will be in the R1C1 reference side. Chart identifier to help you identify any chart and their data source, and advanced editor code to display the Power Query code in your model. So let me do a quick demonstration of those tools for you. So first, this arrow. So I had an arrow sheet here where I could just call them arrow sheet 1. And then here I had hash and I had hidden hash wrap within the formula with a masked by the if here, then the actual hash wrap and hash build. So when I run this tool, let me say call it arrow. So they will list down for you the location and the hyperlink to go to that location. So if you click here, you will see they will tell you, okay, this cell had a problem and you might want to address it. I will skip the circular reference for now. Next is list data validation. So when you use the data validation, let's say validation, and they will list all of the data validation which is currently used in the model. So for example, this one. So for I had another one for invalid data validation. For example, if I use some sort of method to put a 13 here, which usually data validation doesn't allow. But like there's some workaround. Like for example, if you code a number here, paste that value here, they allow it sometimes. And sometimes they will flag and ring arrow here, ring arrow check here, but sometimes they not. And so this tool will help you identify if in a model you have any data violation error. So, and then we go to that location and you can fix it. So 12, let's go back here. Yeah, I also did some experiment on this one earlier. So then when you run the macro again, validation error, you will see it clear up the validation, and yeah, you will feel more relief. There's no error in the model. And next one is list your name range. Just standard. It just lists all your name range that you use. So let's call it one names. And there's some of this. This one just related to the name within the Excel engine. And if you say you want to see if on the cell that you have name here within the model easily. And next is list the object. So this one will list all of your chart and your pictures object. So if I run it, and let's call it object, you see that you had the cover. These one related to chart because you added I had added some of the data label here, and it also show up in the object that I use. And this chart, so this one just you to list the chart. So if you use it, they will create a separate workbook and with all the formula, like formula used for the chart, what the name of the chart is, where the x-axis is a bubble, and label range of the chart. So this one is a useful tool, list tool, for you to use for your audit if you want to audit multiple chart later on. So in the previous model that I showed you, only had two charts in the income statement here, as you can see. Next one is advanced editor code. Currently, right now, I doesn't have any query within this model yet, so I will demonstrate it. Oh, actually, I have some query here. So actually, let's run that. So let's advanced editor code, and it will list you the advanced editor code of Power Query here for you, and it will export it into a separate workbook. So that's it for the summarization group. Next, we will go and talk about this spectral select. And so spectral select the dynamic array. So I had a dynamic array sheet here, and this one, usually when you want to spectral select and to do the style of this, and when you select this spectral select formula, usually the array, they only select your first column only. They don't select the cell that's built to the right. And it's annoying me somehow. So I went online, asked some people on do some coding, and just click. They will select your dynamic array here. Then now you can apply your style to this um, formula or input here. And for this one, you can just select formula and apply. That make your workflow much more easier. Next is spectral select error type. This is more of like a dependent checking tool. So for example, if I want to select a certain error type, for example, #NA, this helps you select that within the model, and you can mass delete it or like fix it if you want. And some of the model, when we deliver to the client, we need to clear out all of the assumption cell here, which is a pain when you want to try to delete. So a tool I create is just to select a certain color. So our assumption cell usually have this kind of color, and we press OK, and you read this, it will help you select on the cell that had that color. So that's all for the extended spectral select tool. Next, you might like this, you might not. So this one, the map, I build. There's a quick map, quick start map, and quick full map. So quick start map really slow because it will run all of your use range within the model to check if that cell has the style and which style is it. And if I run it on this shit, you will see like all of this had applied the style. So this tool, this quick map tool, they can help you identify if you are using too much style in somewhere, and on and if you want to remove it somehow. And for and my quick map will be similar to full map. Full map will take your whole model and they will run the map on it. So for example, let me just run a quick map on this sheet, and it will show you this um, the user form. So you can add a hyperlink to that origin in the map, cell field instead of font, or draw a border around the table. And when you click OK, you will see these. So this map thing will help you to check the consistency in the formula in a visual way. And if you see some inconsistency, like for example, you want to see the formula here, you can click here and you will go directly here. So that's the map tool that I have. The next tool I have is called creation. Before this group of tools were called quality of line, but I think creation more suitable for this tool, so that's why I just call them creation. So for some of the client, your tech case might be really important. So I have developed several tech case here, like sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capital like each of the word, or title case. Title case mean they will ignore. So for example, if I run lowercase on this, then I run a title case, they will ignore any preposition like up, that they will want capital like that, or toggle case, where you toggle between the case here, or yeah, that's the case. Next is arrow check. So arrow check, I put it in mass naming, cell range name, hyperlink. So I will show you here. So we had two arrow check already built. So actually we build a separate arrow check here. So I will use my tool, mass naming this HL arrow. Then yeah, you just need to name the prefix here. Copy, then you paste it. Yep. So when you copy and you paste that link, you will have the direct reference here. So actually, let's copy this. Go to the arrow check tab. Paste it on the arrow check tab for now. Then what I want to do, because these cells have been named properly. Oh wait, sorry, not these cell. These cell. So arrow check. Paste that link. Because these cells have been named properly by my mass naming macro, you can use my macro cell reference to name ring. When you click it on the selected one, they all become the name ring instead of the cell reference like earlier. Then what you want to do, add the hyperlink to it, and voila, you will have the tool to help you easily build the error check within the model. And yeah, so one day I feel like Power Query is so powerful, and this can do the fill right, fill down, fill up, and I think, why we don't create a similar tool for Excel to do it? So I just created, like for example, if I put 50, 40 in the phone book, then let me remove the arrow, and you fill down, and you see this one fill down similarly to what the Power Query fill down would, and yeah, it's more easier to use it in Excel here. Well, let me clear this. And next macro, we're gonna talk about e-group title. So you know how outline work within the model. So every time when you finish the model, you want to make it look nicer, you put in an outline. So you go to Data tab, you group these group, and like this one will be collapsible. And if you had to do it for each of these sections within the model, it would be tedious, time consuming, and yeah, it defeats the purpose here. So let me show you my macro. It's really easier, make your life much easier to do all of this grouping. So let me select this title, 3, and go down to the bottom. Then when I use my group title, and then we apply it on level 4, and you will see, voila, it has grouped everything for you. So level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So this is so you have to do a bit of math here when you do it. So level 2 is default. So when you use the outline, it will default to 1, 2 anyway. So that's why I call it level 2. So level 3 when you had 2 heading, level 4 when you had 3 heading over here. And so, and here this button. So let me do another group here for this one. And maybe just up to here. Group title level 4. Actually, let me remove this. And I can click this button. They will go to each sheet. They export. Yeah, this defeat the purpose, doesn't it? So actually, let's collapse it. So they will collapse all of my group title, and expand will expand on every sheet that I have the outline here. And the last button I have here a clear outline. So actually, I just reuse this component from data, ungroup, and clear outline here. So I just reuse it from Microsoft. And next is Power Query Tool Group. So here, let me demonstrate you. I had a group here, a few query, the calendar, the holiday US. So I can use Query Remover, and it asks if you want to remove this query through a yes and no question. And yes, I want to remove all of it. And then yeah, I click one by one. Then now, let's import some query in. So you can click this Power Query Importer, and yeah, you can see this in my Power Query code library where I store all the code. And you can select it, the text file. Then yeah, it will say they had added this query in. And when you had a workbook that already had query, you can export this query. So let me show you. I will export the query into this EVG folder with a blank right now. And click OK on Power Query Exported. Let me show you that folder that I have right now. And you will see in EVG, voila, it just created at 3:40 p.m. Alright. And there's some small button where you guys have you get a certain folder path. So for example, I want to get this folder path. Click OK, paste, then you have the folder path. This one had to do more when you build a Power Query folder path and you want to get it. Put it's an assumption cell where you put the folder path, the source path of certain folder, and this one just like a quality of life to have. So let's talk about the second to last group I have here, the finalization of the model. So every time you build a model, your active cell can be anywhere or everywhere within the model. Like for example, on the calculation sheet, it's on I-24. On opening balance, it can be arranged. Area on here, it can be like this. And when you send the model to client, it's one is not professional at all. So what we do, we had a button to reset it to a default area. So my default area usually what I put is on A1, cell A1 in each sheet. And yeah, some of the sheet we score up to the bottom of row 100 or something. So this auto set sheet, they will set your sheet to A1 and they will go to the cover sheet and you see on all the sheet they are in A1. Mhm. So that, and also they also reset this if you had zoom in some of the data because you cannot see the text. So for example, let me do it for maybe assumption 250 auto set sheet, they will reset it to 100% for all of the sheet as well. And auto remove filter. So most of the time when you're working, you just put in the quick filter on a certain table or somewhere. So let me do it quickly. Put a filter. Maybe just filter out dividend declare here and blank. Yeah. And maybe on calculation, I put a quick filter here. Oh, they don't allow for the filter. Then yeah, just can't receive here. And sometimes we forgot to remove this filter, even in the table property. So when you finish your model, you might want to remove all of the filter and return it to the original state of the model. So you can click this, then you voila, all of the filter removed, and you don't need to worry about the any filter apply, make it unprofessional behavior. And one next thing is select on sheet. So you can see here, some of my sheet doesn't have the grid line, which it make the model much more cleaner to view. And some of the sheet I intentionally leave the grid line on. So after you finish the model, you can turn up on the grid line and make it faster. So you can select on the sheet. You can go to view, turn up grid line for all of them. So the select on sheet will select all of your worksheet within the workbook here. And of the advantage, you can select it. You select on the sheet. You can press F7 to check for any spelling, grammar, error within the model. Easy with F7. Okay, I will do a quick question here. Like any of you, when you write formula, you go to different sheet uh, to like refer to something off sheet. Then when you go back to your sheet, and do you remove this user's reference and just keep the cell reference here? Would keep your formula clean. You just ignore it when you write the formula. So these these are not bad, but like it will make your formula harder to read later on. If you had really complicated sum plus minus, or maybe something like lambda job reduce, and so what I recommend you use my macro to clean that. So you can clean that cell reference here. One click, it doesn't change, but when you click on the cell, you will see it has removed that user's cell reference within that sheet. And yeah, if you have much more complicated formula, I recommend you to use this to clean your formula and make it easier. And it's not a good habit to like keep the cell reference within the cell within the sheet. Next one, just a small piece that I have here, is the calculation timer. So after you finish everything, you can use this to calculate the time for one formula, or like you can do a trade between them. Because the performance of function in with an Excel, they might differ. So if you put a lot of the sum if within the model, they might slow down your model a lot, and so you might want to like test them out. Like for example, after I added that bit, how much time the my model took to calculate, and yep, and maybe you can error trap with some if to reduce the calculation time, because like the if in Excel, they're using something called like lazy if. So yeah, they will evaluate the uh, only evaluate the part where they true or false part. They don't evaluate both of them at the same time. And full calculation timer is just like full calculation of the whole model. While the timer they just like small calculation of that cell. Next one is just related to our company. So this audit mod on. So one, we do a model audit. We had a proper spreadsheet. So let me show you that spreadsheet that we use. SAM folder, model filing review. And yeah, we will told, okay, you had something wrong on your calculation tab. Location maybe cell A90. Description, issue, something wrong. Then you put a comment, wrong color or style. Then most of the time you will have a reviewer and the main reviewer of that project. And so the main reviewer might put the audit note on, put on the red pencil. And yeah, you can press Control and Shift Q to use the commenter. And yeah, you can insert comment. Now, this is not an arrow. And this will comment by directly on. And audit mode up, just turn off that calculation. And sometimes when you identify something wrong with the model, let me see my arrow sheet. Like for example, you identify these one arrow cell. So you want to select these and write the report. So you can copy the rank address here. Then yeah, when you go back to that, where is it? Model review. You can put the location here. That will copy the rank address for you. So let's go back to Powerful Side. Yeah. So I had talked about for audit group, summarization group, special select, mapping group, creation, finalization, and report writing group. Alright, to wrap things up, I want to highlight the key takeaways from today's presentation. This custom VBA add-in was designed with productivity in mind, streamlining a wide range of tasks that are commonly used in Excel, such as formula auditing, data summarization as a list of arrows, list of name range, list of formulas, Power Query management, and so you can export, import the Power Query, and report finalization. By incorporating those tools directly into the Excel ribbon, we create a solution that's both easy to use and flexible enough to meet the diverse needs of analysts, data managers, and report builder, and especially financial modelers. One of the major benefits of this toolset is how it automates repetitive tasks. Whether are you tracing dependents and precedent in the complex formulas, summarizing data validation and errors, or managing multiple Power Query transformation. This adds and reduce the time it takes to complete these tasks while minimizing the risk of manual errors. This directly translates into more time for you to focus on high-value activities like data analysis and strategic decision making. Another key advantage is improved accuracy and clarity it brings to your workflow. Tools like the Formula Explorer and Audit Mode help you better understand how formulas are interconnected with your workbook, while features like 1C1 and Clean Formula Cell Rep ensure your model remain clear and easy to follow. It also helps maintain consistency across large and complex workbook, ensuring you can navigate, audit, and report your data more effectively. Finally, this add-in is highly adaptable. The varied tools and options provide allow you to customize your approach to fix the specific requirement of any workbook or project. Whether you need to map out a formula dependency, clean up your data, or ensure your report is finalized and error-free in a professional manner, these tools can be adjusted to suit your needs. In summary, this add-in offers a comprehensive solution that enhances Excel built-in functionality and provide you a powerful set of tools to improve your efficiency and accuracy. I can I encourage all of you to take advantage of these tools and see how can they enhance your daily workflow. With the right tools in play, you can drastically reduce the time spent on repetitive tasks and focus on delivering high quality, insightful analysis. Can you for your attention? And I had feedback QR code here where you provide the feedback to improve the EVG next year, hopefully. And yeah, so I'm happy to take any question now if you have, and I can discuss how this could be tailored to your specific need with the help of the XML or something like Ribbon X editor. And here you can I had this QR code from Excel team. They are seeking for research participant, and yeah, you can join to become a Microsoft research participant if you want with this QR code here. Again, thank you for listening, and yeah, if you enjoy that presentation, my name is Samuel. If you don't, my name is Liam Bastic.